All right, the godfather of AI, Jeffrey Hinton, has just came out with a fresh new warning about AI and where it is going. Visa, the major credit card company, wants to give artificial intelligence agents your credit card. Gen Z graduates are sounding the alarm, saying that their college degrees are a complete waste of time and money because AI has going and is infiltrating the workforce. Then, remember the $500 billion project that is being spearheaded by Donald Trump with the likes of Sam Altman, Larry Ellison, and those that are, and even Elon Musk, and all those that are collaborated in this effort, just joint effort to bring about a completely revolutionized structure platform that's going to use super artificial intelligence from everything from economics to the health industry, including creating a tailored custom vaccine. Well, that's moving right along. And we're going to show you some new insight on this and show you today that all of that is moving along just like they said it would. All right, so hang in there with this. We got a lot to talk about on this Friday evening, May 2nd. Let's get after it.
The following program is brought to you by friends and partners of End Time Headlines.
All right, what's going on, guys? It is May 2nd. We are now into the month of May. It is Friday night, and we want to welcome you to tonight's broadcast. This is End Time Headlines, news and headlines from a prophetic perspective. Of course, I'm your host, founder, pastor, and voice of End Time Headlines, Ricky Scaparo. We want to welcome you to the program. Listen, do us a favor if you're new, first time joining us. If somebody invited you in, whatever the case may be, you stumbled across our program and you're here, and maybe you're in the chat or you're watching by the rebroadcast of this, or maybe you're watching by Rumble. Maybe you're listening by Apple or Spotify. Wherever you can comment, let us know in the comment section that you are new and where you guys are joining us from. Why do we need you to do that? Well, we just want to acknowledge you guys. We just want to welcome you. Myself and our admins that'll have the little blue wrench. If you're watching by YouTube, you'll see them in the live chat. And we just want to welcome you to the program. We hope that you're blessed by it. And while you're here, why don't you help us out and hit that like button. Everybody just hit that like button. It only takes a second to do that. And that's going to push eyes out there on our program. It's going to get attention to it. It'll get us out there so other people can be blessed by what we have to offer and the message that we've got for the body of Christ as well. And you can take it a step further, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification. And we do have a free app. It's available on Apple and Android devices. You can pick it up today. Again, it's absolutely free. Download it, hit yes to push notifications, and you're going to be squared away. So listen, guys, hang in there with us tonight. We got a lot to talk about. And it's all going to be centered, a lot of this is going to be centered around artificial intelligence. Every now and then, if you guys have listened to our ministry anytime, any length of time, you know that usually about once a month, we give a thorough update of the progression of artificial intelligence and how it's taken over the world and it's invaded every sector of our lives. So we're going to kick it off and we're going to go right into this article that is a new fresh warning from this guy calls himself the godfather of AI. I'm talking about none other than Jeffrey Hinton. And he's now warning that AI could take control from humans. And he says that, quote, people haven't understood what's coming. All right, let's get into this a little bit. Godfather of AI, Jeffrey Hinton, was awakened in the middle of the night last year with news that he had won the Nobel Prize in physics. He said he never expected such recognition. I dreamed about winning one for figuring out how the brain works, but I didn't figure out how the brain works, but I won one anyway. The 77-year-old researcher earned the award for his pioneering work in neural networks, proposing in 1986 a method to predict the next word in a sequence. And now the foundational concept behind today's large language models. While Hinton believes artificial intelligence will transform education and medicine and potentially solve climate change, he's increasingly concerned about its rapid development. Quote, the best way to understand it emotionally is, well, we are like somebody who has this real cute tiger cub. He went on to say, quote, unless you can be very sure that it's not going to want to kill you when it's grown up, you should worry. Now, again, he's comparing artificial intelligence to handling a wild animal. It may be cute and cuddly because it's in its infancy, it's in a small beginning stage, but this man, Hinton, knows when this thing fully matures that it has the capability to produce much harm and devastation. The AI pioneer estimates in a 10 to 20% risk that artificial intelligence, quote, will eventually take complete control from humans. We will not be programming it will be programming us. Okay? People haven't got it yet. People haven't understood what is coming. Again, this is a fresh, new warning from Hinton. His concerns echo those of industry leaders like the Google CEO, the ex-AI's Elon Musk, and even OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. Now, I want you to remember Sam Altman. Why? Because he is a part of the Stargate project that is led by Donald Trump, our current president. All of these individuals have expressed similar worries, yet Hinton criticizes these same companies for prioritizing profits over safety. Listen to that. Quote, if you look at what the big companies are doing right now, they're lobbying to get less AI regulation. There's hardly any regulation as it is, but they want less, including Sam Altman. And wait until we show you his latest achievements in creation with AI. Hinton appears particularly disappointed with Google, where he previously worked, for reversing its stance on military AI applications. According to Hinton, AI companies should dedicate significantly more resources to safety research, like a third of their computing power compared to much smaller fraction currently allocated. So it looks like, once again, isn't it crazy to think that these guys, these innovators, the ones who, they are the ones who created this, keep sounding the alarm of how bad it is, what it can become, how dangerous it can become, yet they're wanting less regulation, and they're just wanting to take the govern switch off of this, basically, and just let this thing do its thing. And again, this guy who is dubbed the godfather of AI he keeps shouting from the rooftops that, look, we don't have any clue of what's coming down the pike. And this stuff is going to completely take control of humanity. Okay, now let's go to another article. I want to show you, we've got a lot of stuff to cover today, guys. Visa wants to give artificial intelligence agents your credit card. According to the Associated Press, artificial intelligence agents are supposed to be more than chatbots. The tech industry has spent months pitching AI personal assistants that know what you want and can do real work on your behalf. So far, they're not doing much, and Visa hopes to change that by giving them your credit card. Set a budget and some preferences, and these AI agents, successors of ChatGPT and its chatbot peers, could find and buy you a sweater, weekly groceries, or an airplane ticket. Quote, we think this could be really important, said Jack Forstell, the Visa's chief product and strategy officer. In a recent interview, he said transformational on the order of magnitude of the advent of e-commerce itself. Visa announced Wednesday it is partnering with a group of leading AI chatbot developers, among them U.S. companies Anthropic, Microsoft, and there it is, OpenAI, and Perplexity and France's Mistral, to connect their AI systems to Visa's payments network. Visa is also working with IBM, online payment company Stripe, and phone maker Samsung on the initiative. Pilot projects begin Wednesday. Again, this was this week, ahead of more widespread usage expected next year. Okay, stop. So here you have a major credit card industry, credit card company that is all in, open arms, lays down the welcome mat for artificial intelligence, again, to be able to find, buy you products, order your groceries, book your airline tickets, and they're going to have access to your credit cards. So isn't it interesting that now you have the banking industry and you have AI merging together? Now think about that. And we talk about all the time how Revelation 13, a system of buying, selling, and trading will eventually require something to be, and we could debate all day what that is. Something's going to be put in the right hand or in the forehead in order for you to be able to buy, sell, or trade, or have access to be able to do these things, basically to function in society. And again, we think this is so far out there in the future, and it's not, friends. The technology, the innovation, and everything is right here, and it's right in front of us. The San Francisco payment processing company is betting that what seems futuristic now could become a, quote, convenient alternative to most our mundane shopping tasks in the near future. Again, what have I said, guys, over and over again? All of this stuff, they got to have a selling point. They've got to have the bait to get you on the hook. So whether it's convenience, whether it's safety, whatever it is, they've got to have that selling point. And in this situation, it's going to be the convenience, and it's going to be the alternative to the mundane shopping task in the near future. Guys, I want to hear from you. And I think I'm going to know what the consensus of the opinions are of our audience and our listeners, but I'd love to hear your thoughts, your comments in the comment section, in the chat, on Rumble, wherever you're watching, that you can comment on either live when the streaming of this tonight or by the rebroadcast of this. Are you comfortable with major credit card industries having this kind of access in the form of AI? Let me say that again. Are you comfortable with artificial intelligence having that kind of access and that kind of freedom to your credit card? Quote, "It has spent the past 6 months working with AI developers to address technical obstacles that must be overcome before the average consumer is going to use it. For emerging AI companies, Visa's backing could also boost their chances of competing with tech giants Amazon and Google, which dominate digital commerce and are developing their own AI agents." So it's not just Visa, guys. It's going to be Amazon. It's going to be Google. It's newsflash. It's going to be every sector that you and I use in our everyday life. There's no escaping this. Well, Brother Ricky, I'm going to go off the radar. I'm going to go off the grid. I'm just going to use cash. Well, look, God bless you on your endeavors. This is why, look, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now, this is why, in my opinion, this is why I believe the church will be raptured out of here before the beast system is implemented. And the reason why I believe the church will be gone and will be taken out is because the pressure will be so great and so tremendous that this is why I believe, this is why Jesus said, pray that you be found worthy. Come on, somebody who knows the word, talk to me. In Luke 21, he says, pray that you may be found worthy, what? To escape all of these things that shall come to pass and stand before the Son of Man. It also says in there that I will keep you from the hour of temptation which shall come upon the whole world. Okay, so in my opinion, again, I know everyone has one, everyone has a theological view and a perspective, and yours is probably different than mine, but at least for Brother Ricky, I believe the church will be taken out. We will be harpezoed, will be caught up with the Lord before this mark of the beast is implemented because of the tremendous pressure that it will put on society to conform to this system of buying, selling, and trading. Because remember, you got to remember, if these people refuse to take this, they will be, according to John and his writings, they will be beheaded for their testimony to Jesus, because that will testify to the beast and the false prophet that they have pledged their allegiance to the Lamb, to Christ, and not the Antichrist. All right, let's go back here. The tech industry is already full of demonstrations of the capabilities of what it calls, quote, agentic AI. Though few are yet found in the real world, most are still refashioned versions of large language models. The generative AI technology behind chatbots that can write emails, summarize documents, or help people code, trained on huge troves of data. They can scour the internet and bring back recommendations for things to buy, but they have a harder time going beyond that. The early incarnations of agent-based commerce are starting to do a really good job. Look at that. On the shopping and discovery dimension of the problem, but they are having tremendous trouble on payments. Quote, you get to this point where the agents literally just turn it back around and say, okay, you go buy it. Visa sees itself as having a key role in giving AI agents easier and trusted access to the cash they need to make purchases. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I am not going to give artificial intelligence access to my income, my money, for it to make purchases that it suggests, that it recommends. Unbelievable. The payments problem is not something the AI platforms can solve by themselves. That's why we started working with them. The new AI initiative comes nearly a year after Visa revealed major changes to how credit card and debit cards will operate in the U.S., making physical cards and their 16-digit numbers increasingly irrelevant. Many consumers are already getting used to, quote, digital payment systems such as Apple Pay that turn their phones into a credit card. A similar process of vetting someone's digital credentials would authorize AI agents to work on a customer's behalf in a way Forrestal says must assure buyers, banks, and merchants that the transactions are legitimate and that Visa will handle disputes. He goes on to say that doesn't mean AI agents will take over the entire shopping experience, but it might be useful for errands that either, quote, bore some people. Are we this pathetic as a society? Is it really boring for you to order your groceries, get home improvement items, or come up with a Christmas list, or it's too complicated for you to travel bookings in these situations? So how sad is this, guys? That we as Americans have become so pathetic and lazy that we don't want to put any initiative. We don't want to do the legwork. So we're just going to give all this access to the AI. You do it. You take care of it. This is crazy. It's unbelievable. Okay. Meanwhile, in the state of Texas, do I got anybody in the chat tonight or on the comments from the state of Texas? If so, you may already be aware of this, but AI is running the classroom at this Texas school, and students say it is awesome. At this school, students spend 2 hours with artificial intelligent tutors. They skip homework and still land in the top 2% nationwide.
A Texas school is letting technology lead the way in the classroom as public school students across the country are struggling with reading and math. At the Alpha School in Austin, Texas, students are in the classroom for only 2 hours a day with an AI tutor while using the rest of the day to focus on other skills like public speaking, financial literacy, and teamwork. And results show students testing in the top 2% of the country. Alpha co-founder Mackenzie Price and a junior currently attending the Alpha School is Elle Christine. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning. So, Mackenzie, I'm reading that you started the school because your girls or your daughters, I believe, came home and they said, "Mom, school is so boring." So you have a degree in psychology from Stanford. You're clearly very smart, and you wanted to start this school.
Notice what she said. Your school is so boring. This is like the common, it's so boring. Oh my gosh, it's so boring. Let's get AI in here to spice it up.
And apparently it's working. The scores are in the top 1% to 2% nationally. Tell us how it works. How are you using these AI tutors?
So we use an AI tutor and adaptive apps to provide a completely personalized learning experience for all of our students. And as a result, our students are learning faster. They're learning way better. In fact, our classes are in the top 2% in the country. And what's even better is the rest of the afternoons are spent doing life skill development, those real world skills that we need our young people to be equipped to go be successful at. So
Okay, my question is, what jobs are they going to have? Because AI is coming in. So if you're a school teacher, your job's at risk. If you're in the health industry, your job's at risk. There's so many jobs at risk. So that's my question is like, what's out there? In fact, let me show you this article. All right, Gen Z graduates say their college degrees were a complete waste of time and money as AI infiltrates the workplace. 4 years of classes, thousands of dollars in tuition, and one freshly minted diploma, all to be outdone by a chatbot. As AI floods the workplace, nearly half of Gen Z job seekers say their degrees have already been made obsolete by the rise of generative AI tools like ChatGPT, and they're wondering why they even bothered. Look at that. Why have they even bothered hitting the books in the first place? It's a waste of time and money, according to respondents to a new Indeed report, which found 49% of Gen Z job hunters think their college education has lost value in the job markets thanks to AI. Only about 1/3 of millennials feel the same way, and just 1 in 5 boomers have similar regrets, as CIO Dive reports. The tech tide isn't turning anytime soon. Businesses are adopting AI faster than you can say resume, rewrite, and young workers, especially fresh out of college grads, are feeling the squeeze the most. The new report, conducted by Harris Poll and based on responses from 772 U.S. workers and job seekers with at least an associate's degree, reveals a generational divide in career competence. Younger applicants are far more likely than their older counterparts to feel that AI has rendered their skills and schooling useless. Even worse, college degrees are rapidly losing priority in job listings. Look at that. College degrees are rapidly losing priority in job listings, with companies increasingly dropping the 4-year requirement. Half of Gen Z now says college was a poor investment altogether. I want to hear from you. Is there anybody that fits this bill? Do any of you guys have college degrees? Let me know. And unfortunately, Brother Ricky does not fit into that equation. I never went to college. I'm just going to tell you, that just wasn't the path that God had for me. But if you went to college, you got a degree or degrees, do you have the same sentiment here? Do you agree with this? Every job currently posted on Indeed's job board will likely experience some level of exposure to generative AI and the changes it represents. And employers aren't just looking for folks with fancy paper. They're looking for people who know how to work with the machines. For any organization to succeed with AI, every single employee needs to have a basic understanding of AI. And see, again, we're being forced, guys. This is something just like when computers came on the scene. Not everybody had these in their homes, but we're being forced to adapt to this. They're going to have the basic understanding of AI. They're going to have to know how their company uses it. So he's saying here that not only are these people going to have a basic understanding of AI, they're going to have to know how their company uses it. And leaders play a crucial role in this shift by accessing their teams, listening to individual needs, and supporting their development. The pressure to adapt is real. And I'm going to leave that right there. The pressure to adapt is real. Now, I know we've been about 30 minutes on that. Now I want to shift gears, and I want to talk about, when we get on this topic, we get a lot of kickback on this, not so much, but the majority of you guys don't respond with hostility towards this, but we do have a fringe group of people that they don't like to discuss this. They don't like talking about this. They just want us to ignore this, and they want us to turn the page, turn the channel, and move on. But we're not going to do that because we are watchmen, and we sound the alarm. When we look across the horizon, we see everything, and we're not going to be selective on what we see and hear and only give you what tickles your ears. We're going to also sound the alarm on things that we see coming on the horizon that fits into Bible prophecy. And one of those things is, as I've said, all politicians and all parties will play a role in advancing Bible prophecy. Now, we're not going to talk about the Biden administration or the Clinton administration or the Bush administration, okay? Because, wow, they're not currently in office. But right now, we have the Trump administration. So is the Trump administration being used to advance and accelerate us toward the fulfillment of Bible prophecy? The answer is absolutely yes. And one of the ways that I see this is through this advancement of what they call Stargate. This is that $500 billion multi-year project that, again, spearheaded by Donald Trump. And then you have these innovators like Sam Altman and Larry Ellison involved in this. Elon Musk is in the mix of this for now. There is rumors circulating that Elon Musk wants a ticket out. He's done with this. He don't want to be in this administration anymore. Why? Probably because of all the flack that he's taken. Tesla has taken a massive blow to their stocks with all the hostility and everything that's rising. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But nevertheless, again, their innovation and their plans are to, again, use super artificial intelligence to completely revolutionize the economic sector and especially the healthcare industry. And here it is. I thought this was interesting. Sam Altman made news recently, and here's how he made news. All right, what he calls his eye scanning project launches cryptocurrency in the U.S. Notice it's an eye scanning project. Interesting. After scanning millions of eyes around the world, Tools for Humanity is bringing WorldCoin to the United States. I want to show you this full screen. Let me get myself off of here. There you go. Look at this right here on your screen. After scanning millions of eyes around the world, Tools for Humanity is bringing WorldCoin to the United States. Interesting. WorldCoin. What are we talking about here? Well, let's get into it. Over the past few years, what sounds like an episode of Black Mirror has been unfolding in real life. Millions of people around the world have agreed to let metallic orbs scan their eyes in exchange, look at this, for receiving a blockchain-based identification and cryptocurrency called WorldCoin. This is really happening, guys. This is not science fiction. This is not some hypothesis. This is happening. Beginning this week, WorldCoin will be available in most of the United States for the first time, including via exchanges like Coinbase. Those who scan their eyes at a world orb will receive 16 WLD. Now, we'll talk about what that is in just a minute. So think about this. You have this orb. Look, let's go back up here. Look at this thing. So it scans your eyes to verify your identity on a blockchain that gives you access by, watch this, to make exchanges in cryptocurrency and to receive 16 WLD. Meanwhile, let me go down here. People who have downloaded and already registered with the World app in the U.S. will receive a Pioneer grant of 150 WLD dropped into their wallet. The Sam Altman founded startup behind the project, Tools for Humanity, is also working with Visa. Look at that. Told you, these guys are in all these sectors. And what are they working with them? They want to release this debit card later this year that converts WLD, the fiat currency, at checkout. Altman, who is currently the chairman of Tools for Humanity, what a name, announces the news alongside CEO Alex Blania, I believe that's how I read, at a press event in San Francisco on Wednesday, dubbed, quote, "at last." All right. More than 7,000 of world's orbs will be available for iris scans at physical world space location in Atlanta, Austin, LA, Miami, Nashville, and San Francisco, as well as Razor stores. Look at that. Iris scans, and so I don't know if you're getting this, guys. Let me just put the puzzle pieces together for you. Remember, Revelation 13 tells you that there's going to be a buying, selling, and trading system that I 100% believe is going to be a digital currency system, because there's not going to be any paper currency, because transactions will be made through your right hand or your forehead. Now, again, we have a palm scanning technology that Amazon has already launched, and other companies like Disney. When you go to Disney World, your palm is used, okay, to grant access to your identity. And now we have something that's on your head, your eyes, your retina scan. Watch this. So you have your retina scan, your eyes are scanned, and it's directly correlated with a digital currency. It's dealt with a transaction. Okay, no, that's not creepy at all. That's not biblical whatsoever, is it? All right, Tools for Humanity updated and listen, is that not creepy to you? Tools for Humanity. Tools for Humanity. More like tools for the Antichrist, if you ask me. It updated the orb's physical design last year, and on Wednesday, it teased a smaller orb mini that resembles a smartphone. Since it was founded by Altman, Blania, and Max Novenstern in 2019, the startup's stated mission has been to make World ID the primary method for verifying humans online. The implicit goal is to address the societal ramifications of OpenAI, Altman's other company. As AI becomes more advanced, there it is, the idea is that a system like World ID will become necessary for distinguishing between what is generated and what is not. Well, a system will be necessary in the future. Now, what could possibly go wrong if that system is controlled by a dictator, by a tyrannical leader? The Antichrist. Again, that's why I don't call this Tools for Humanity. I call this Tools for the Antichrist. In Altman's vision of the future, you need to know this. Sam Altman's vision for the future, because this man is working hand in hand with Donald Trump. You know, the guy who's the president right now of the United States. Here's his vision. WorldCoin could also serve as a form of universal basic income for individuals whose jobs have been replaced by AI. Ladies and gentlemen, are you awake yet? Do you need more coffee? Do you need another energy drink? Do you need some tea? Or should I say, here in the state of Georgia, some sweet tea? Are you awake? Are you paying attention? Aside from its upcoming debit card with Visa, the primary way to use WorldCoin is through the World Wallet app, which enables users to send WLD and other cryptocurrencies to each other via as a private chat service tied to World IDs. The World mobile app also offers 150 mini apps, including a new one from the prediction market Kalshi. World is also launching ID integrations with Stripe, Match Group, the parent company of Tinder, and Razor's gaming platform. All right, despite facing strong pushback from other governments due to its use of biometric data, WorldCoin has still managed to become one of the largest crypto projects in the world. The startup says that, quote, so far its orbs have verified 12 million humans from over 100 countries. Let me say that again for the back row. 12 million people on the planet from across 100 countries have already verified their identification through one of these stupid devices. Okay? There it is. There's that device. And y'all just need to know that Trump is all in on this stuff. He is working hand in hand with these guys to bring this about. Now, since we're on this horse, and it was uncomfortable for some of y'all to get up on the saddle and get on this horse and ride it, we're going to keep going down this trail. Okay? We're on this trail together. Remember this article? Bird flu cases are spiraling out of control and now it's spread to all 50 states, right? Remember that? Well, this is interesting. I'm going to take you back and I'm going to bring to your remembrance an article that we shared on a podcast that we did previously. And that is this, that the Trump administration has fast-tracked controversial self-amplifying mRNA vaccine for the bird flu. They're warning us now that this stuff is now spread to all 50 states. And again, just bear with me because I'm going somewhere with this, but I want to refresh your memory. The Trump administration granted fast-track designation to a groundbreaking and controversial self-amplifying mRNA, SA-mRNA vaccine candidate targeting the bird flu virus. The vaccine, ARCT-2304, developed by Arcturus Therapeutics, is now in phase 1 trials and has been positioned by federal health authorities as a frontline defense against this, quote, potential bird flu pandemic. One of the things that we pointed out about this, and unlike traditional vaccines, this particular vaccine candidate uses a, quote, self-replicating mRNA platform, meaning the genetic material continues reproducing inside the recipient's cells to, quote, boost production of flu-fighting proteins. Now, why are we bringing this up again? Well, a new report has just come out, and we shared this on our main website, endtimeheadlines.org, endtimeheadlines.com. That's why, again, guys, we want to, again, you got to pick up the app. Get the app, hit yes to push notifications. You'll get all these stories. Everything that we're talking about here, we put all this stuff out there. We publish it on our websites. Now, look at this headline. Quote, the U.S. to develop universal vaccines to target multiple virus strains. Well, what do we have here? Well, the U.S. health agencies announced yesterday that they're seeking to develop a universal vaccine. And not just a universal vaccine, but a universal vaccine technology. Remember, again, Stargate announced all this. This is one of their initiatives. Why? So it can target multiple strains of different viruses, such as the influenza and coronaviruses, in a project the Wall Street Journal reported included $500 million in government investment. Now, I thought this guy was all against this stuff. Interesting how the tide is turning. The project, which the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services is calling the, quote, Generation Gold Standard. There's that gold again. The golden age. The Generation Gold Standard. It aims to develop a universal vaccine technology that, quote, protects against multiple strains of a virus at once. Wow. The project announced by the HHS and the National Institute for Health represents a shift in funding from COVID projects to study more viruses. Trials for a universal flu vaccine are expected to begin next year. Now, I know some of you guys are chomping at the bit and you're wanting to know where to sign up to become a guinea pig for the trials of this universal flu vaccine. But just calm down. You've got a full year. And I'm being facetious, by the way. The FDA decision expected by 2029. So again, trials begin next year, and they will make an official decision in 4 years in 2029. The project delivers a cost-effective, accountable alternative to the COVID vaccines and therapeutics. The agency, which is led by vaccine skeptic RFK Jr. Did you hear that? The agency, I got to yell for the back row back there. Again, because people think we're posting fake news. Oh, this is propagated by liberal news networks, and you're a liberal news agency because you believe this stuff. Look, you can do what you want with it. This is coming from Reuters. The other outlets are just confirming it, so you can bury your head in the sand. You can ignore it. I don't care what you do, frankly, but we're going to keep sounding the alarm and let you know this is coming down the pike, whether you like it or not. And this man, RFK Jr., okay, is the one leading the charge here. He did not disclose how much it would spend on the project. The Wall Street Journal, which first reported on the project, citing emails and said the government investment is to come from the Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority, or BARDA, a center within the HHS that funds measures to protect the public from threats such as pandemics. Guys, why are you surprised by this? I told you, Trump and Bill Gates have gotten cozy together. They had lunch. They all smiles, handshakes, and Bill Gates complimented Trump on his progression of being on the same page with him. Now it seems that RFK Jr. is on the same page with this. Sam Altman is on the same page with this. And consequently, they're warning about a bird flu pandemic. And isn't it interesting that it just so happens that the Trump administration has already fast-tracked a self-amplifying mRNA vaccine for this particular virus. I'm just going to let that, just in the Bible where it says Selah, you ever read that in the Bible? You'll be reading the book of Psalms and then it'll stop and say Selah. You know what that means? It means stop and ponder. I want you to stop for a second and ponder on everything I just shared with you from the beginning all the way up to this point. Okay? Meanwhile, speaking, since we're on the Trump administration and this stuff, weird stuff still keeps happening. Look at this. Televangelist Mark Barclay was recently gifted a gold-plated AR-15 by a Wisconsin church. Look at this picture. This is a gold-plated MAGA edition AR-15. What? Yes. Let's read a little bit about this. All right. A Wisconsin church gifted a gold-plated rifle engraved with a MAGA-themed quote to controversial televangelist Mark Barclay earlier this year in a video that recently made headlines or surfaced. During a Wednesday night service at Living World Christian Church in La Crosse, Wisconsin, on the 26th of February, Pastor Mark Clements gifted an AR-15 with gold metallic finish to the televangelist, and Clements introduces Barclay, a visiting guest speaker recently mired in scandal at his own church, as his pastor. The custom rifle, engraved with President Donald Trump's words, "Fight, fight, fight," came about after a recent lunch shared by the two ministers. Clement said Barclay told him he, quote, admired how then candidate Trump responded after the assassination attempt reported last year. So, quote, we went out and we got him a gold-plated AR-15. And it's inscribed right on the mag, "Fight, Fight, Fight," the MAGA Special Edition. We bought it specifically for you. It's got his picture engraved and the president's seal on it. What in the world, guys? What is going on? This is in a church. This is so inappropriate. Do that at the luncheon. For goodness sake, do it in the parking lot. Go to the guy's house. Meet at a restaurant. That would be inappropriate too, if you ask me. But you're going to do this in the house of God. This is so weird and it's so inappropriate. And again, but you'll get the comments. Well, I don't see anything wrong with it. I think it's great. We already had that. Comments, people on Facebook. Oh, this is great. This is wonderful. I don't see the problem here. Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. Then this, I don't know what y'all think about this. I'm just going to share this out here. Okay? There is a parade. Trump is holding a parade on his birthday that is going to consist of 6,600 soldiers. Not just that, but look at this. Detailed army plans for this potential military parade on Trump's birthday in the month of June will call more than 6,600 soldiers, at least 150 vehicles, 50 helicopters, 7 bands, and possibly a couple thousand civilians. Now stop. Some of y'all, as sure as I'm reporting this, I can already hear it. Well, I don't see anything wrong with this. Okay, let's stop the double standards. If this was Joe Biden, if this was Barack Obama, if this was Bill Clinton, if this was Kamala Harris, who did this same thing on their birthday, they rounded up 6,600 soldiers, 150 vehicles, 50 helicopters, 7 bands, and thousands of civilians, and they marched down the streets on their birthday, you would be foaming at the mouth and having a fit about it. But Trump gets a free pass of this. Honestly, guys, I think this is weird because this is reminiscent. You know who else does this? And I'm just going to throw this out there. You can do what you want with it. But you see this kind of stuff in China. You see this stuff in North Korea where these communist leaders, you're calling Trump a communist. No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying, I'm telling you that this is reminiscent of that, where you have Kim Jong-un, you have President Xi, and they go and they're out there in these parades and they have these massive numbers of soldiers and tanks and everything else. And while everybody's looking at them and they're waving and they're and all these people are there cheering them. This, again, I just don't think it looks good. That's what I'm telling you. I think it's weird. I think it doesn't look good, but these things keep happening. Meanwhile, all the technology, the project, the innovation, everything is accelerating us towards the fulfillment of Bible prophecy. Listen, if you don't get offended and you stick around, we love you. We appreciate you. I promise you, we got a lot to talk about. Listen, I'm going to come back on here probably either tomorrow or Sunday. I've got a couple things I want to talk about. So this may be one of those weekends where we do one tomorrow and Sunday. Because there's a couple stories that's come in over the past couple of days, and we can't fit all these in one podcast. So just hang with us. I promise you, we never a dull moment. We got all kinds of things that we're going to talk about and bring up to your attention and everything else. But again, End Time Headlines, guys, endtimeheadlines.org, endtimeheadlines.com. Bookmark our site. Pick up our free app today. Download it. Hit yes to push notifications. And again, if this ministry blesses you, it equips you, it informs you, it encourages you. Oh, and by the way, guys, I want to do more equipping messages. I realize, we do one on Monday nights, but we need to do more than this. Because some of y'all are, I know this for a fact, there's so many people out there, guys, that are they're famished when it comes to the meat of the Word of God. And many of you guys have expressed how you love when we get into expository teachings and equipping. So I'm gonna do my best to push these out. We're gonna get more of those and more sessions out there and do these so you guys can get blessed. Because some of you guys, this is your home church. We know that, and we want to do that. We want to not only inform you, but we want to equip, we want to edify, and we want to encourage. And if this ministry is that source for you, it blesses you, it informs you, it equips you, all of the above, week after week. We always want to give you the opportunity as the Lord directs you, as the Lord puts it on your heart. We don't manipulate you. We're not going to make up all these ridiculous claims and promises. Look, we know the Word of God, and the Bible says that God loves a generous giver, and He will bless that do such, that give not out of obligation or necessity, but gives out of a generous heart. So you pray about becoming a monthly partner, and whatever the Lord puts on your heart, we appreciate that partnership. And you can do that two different ways. You can give electronically through the app, through the main website. So many different ways you can give electronically, or you can give by check or money order, and it's right there on your screen. And you can make it out to End Time Headlines, P.O. Box 1391, Monroe, Georgia 30655. So, guys, we're going to sign off for Friday night. And again, look for us. We'll announce it ahead of time, but either tomorrow or Sunday, or maybe both. I don't know. I've got things going on with my own family here at the home front. That's why we've had to move things around. That's why we went on here yesterday. We just have things come up. You guys, it's called life. We have that. And, we're not going to sacrifice our family on the altar of ministry. Okay. My family comes above ministry. I know some of that's shocking to you, but I know entire ministries that sacrifice their family on the altars of ministry, and they lost their ministry. And as a result of that, they lost their family because they sacrificed their family. We ain't doing that. Okay. I love you guys. You love me. You love your family. I love my family, but we're still going to get the word out. We'll still be here. We may have to make some arrangements and whatnot, but we're still here. Right. So again, we appreciate you. We love you. Have a safe weekend, and we'll see you soon on the next one. God bless you.
Thank you for listening to the End Time Headlines podcast. We pray that you've been blessed and equipped by today's message. For more information about how you can help partner with our ministry, please visit endtimeheadlines.org.